Hello, welcome to episode, I believe it's 473 of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. This is going to be Raw for week 4 of January 2024. And I believe for the first time since WrestleMania, I'm actually booking this ahead of IRL. You know, yeah. I believe, don't quote me on that, but I believe I've been behind ever since WrestleMania. But yeah, we move. We finally got caught up, and it is the go-home show for the Royal Rumble. Main evented by a Women's Tag Team Championship match as the Kobain Neo Sky of Queendom face Sasha Banks and Bayley. We also have Dijak defending the Intercontinental Championship against Otis. We've got, what's the other Tag Team Championship match? Or not other championship match. Oh yeah, Raw Tag Team Championships. Titus World Records against the Cyclone. And a whole lot more. So without any more further ado though, let's jump straight into this. It's a very in-ring focused go-home show. A 100 rated contract signing opens the night. Batista's in the ring, you know, and he calls on Becky and Rhea Ripley, you know, ahead of their championship match this Saturday night. And Batista shows it has been considered by many to be one of the biggest championship matches in WWE history for the Women's Championship. And Rhea Ripley will defend against Becky Lynch in, you know, a title versus career match. And Rhea goes, well, thank you, Dave, first of all, for the opportunity and finally letting me get into the ring with somebody that you think I should struggle with, but let's take a look through the history books, okay? Every time Mommy and the Man step in the ring together, bad things happen to Becky, okay? WrestleMania 2 years ago, I beat her in the main event to end her championship run. I beat her in an Iron Man match. She goes away for a year and a half, comes back at SummerSlam, tries to get revenge on me. I beat her again. And now, you know, she's been reduced to nothing. And she thinks she can step back into the ring with me and beat me this time. I mean, she's writing her own retirement plan, Dave. But it's no matter because I will continue to dominate this division like nobody else has ever seen. When I put you down and send you packing from Raw, not just for a few months, but for good. Becky takes the mic. He's like, Rhea, you seem awfully confident in, and trust me, if I was in your boots, I would as well. You know, I'd be the rising young star, you know, the world at my feet, you know, the woman that I've been handpicked basically to carry this division into the present and the future. And you've even beaten me a couple of times. I'm not going to hold that against you because, of course, you on the better night, you were the better woman. But that was then. This is now. And do you really think someone like me would make that stipulation for the Royal Rumble, would put her career on the line if I wasn't confident in my ability, I wasn't confident in my heart and my desire to be able to win that championship? Rhea, you know, you may have ran through everybody, you know, you run their names down every single week. I'm not going to bore you with the details. And my name is currently on that list. But my name's going to be on another list soon enough. A more elusive list. My name will not only just be on the list of people that Rhea Ripley's defeated in championship matches, my name's going to be on the short list of women who have defeated Rhea Ripley to become women's champion. And I'm going to be the one to take the championship into WrestleMania 40. And maybe I'll damn main event like I have done twice in the past. And I'll become the first ever woman to main event 3 WrestleManias. Because that's the sort of big time that you're dealing with here, Rhea. You think you can handle it? And then Rhea just takes them back and goes, Think I can handle it. I know I can handle it. And you mentioned WrestleMania, Becky, you know. It's quite appropriate, you know, 5 years ago you went on to become the first woman to win the main event of WrestleMania. And this year, 5 years later, you know, we've got the Hall of Fame coming up. I'm sure there's a first-class spot for you to, you know, sit in the front row as the new inducted Hall of Famer, watching me defend my title on the grandest stage of them all. See you there. Enjoy your final night here as a Raw roster member. And I'll see whoever it is at WrestleMania. Becky, you know, she doesn't attack her. So just lets Rhea walk off, have her moment. Because, she is confident, she's like, fuck this, I'm going to win. So, like, what's the point of even rising to the bait? 77, we open up with the tag team title match. Shanky and R-Truth with Titus World Records do retain the titles over the Cyclones. Shanky pins Ricochet with the big boot and Shanky leg drop to make defense number 1 of the Raw tag team titles. 63 for R-Truth, 59 for Shanky, 88 for Bronson Reed, and 95 for Ricochet. And yeah, the tag team titles stay on Titus World Records, but of course Logan Paul is still lingering around those. And speaking of him, we see him on the Titantron. He goes, yo, Titus, crew, what's up, Send you this message now, because I just see, you just defended those championships against, the Cyclone, Bronson Reed and Ricochet. They were a top tag team, but who's going to be even better? Me and my tag team partner. You say, I've been scouting Raw and SmackDown, and I think I haven't seen anybody that's really impressed me so yet. But enjoy the Royal Rumble, because I'm going to be here next week, and I'm going to lay down the challenge to you guys. Me and my tag team partner are coming for you, Titus World Records, and we're going to set the record for who did Logan Paul defeat to win his first championship in WWE. See you there, Titus. So yeah, Logan Paul, he's here next week. He's not at the Royal Rumble, but he's here next week. But they get a sit down. Cody Rhodes and Finn Balor ahead of the WWE Championship match at the Royal Rumble. And they're going over their past. Very similar pasts, these two. He spent time outside WWE in the same, sort of club, you could say. And now, you and Finn have been together, fighting off opposition on Raw for the last couple of months. So now it's time for you to once again defend that championship against Finn Balor. Anyway, last week, Finn Balor, he left me laying. He did a statement of intent when I beat AJ Styles in the main event. He came out and he left me laying on the floor. And I took that note, Finn. I didn't take it as a sign of disrespect. I saw it as a message to me. A message from you to me that makes you think that you think I'm going to be overlooking you and already looking ahead to WrestleMania. But that's not the damn case, Finn. Because, Finn, I have a lot of respect for you, and me and you, we're going to go to war for this championship because I know one guy who wants this just as much as I do as you. You've been Universal Champion, you've been World Heavyweight Champion, but you've never held this. And the Royal Rumble may be your last chance to do that. But Finn, if you think you're just going to walk into Chicago, take this championship off my hands, you've got a whole lot of a thing coming. And Finn sort of does lean forward and he goes, Cody, you're holding that WWE Championship right in front of my eyes, you're waving it in front of my nose. It's like you want me to smack you in the face right now and take it from you. But I won't do that out of respect. But this Saturday, respect goes out the window. That respect is replaced with drive and determination of me once again reaching the mountaintop here in WWE. Like you said before, I've been World Heavyweight Champion, I've been Universal Champion, won the Universal Champion within a month, my very first pay-per-view match here on WWE. But that has always eluded me. And this Saturday in Chicago, that'll no longer be the case. I'm taking that from you, and I'm going to be the one going to WrestleMania. Cody goes, well, may the best man win. Him and Finn shake hands, Yeah, tense, but still very respectful, because these are two baby faces after all. 90, Chad Gable versus Randy Orton. The winner will be a part of the Royal Rumble match. It goes 14-45. They both score 88s. And it is Chad Gable who scores a shock win. He rolls up Randy Orton in 14-45 to punch his ticket to the Royal Rumble, Randy Orton, he won't be a part of the Rumble. I think I say this every year, but I like to structure the Rumble to be 30, or well, in this year's case, 40 people that I think would make the best match, and not necessarily like the top guys, the top 30 people in the company. Randy, like, he's still lingering around the top end here, but he's realistically wasn't going to win the Royal Rumble, and like everyone knew that. So give Gable a big win over him, you know. Put him in the match over Randy, because there's not really any point of Randy being there if he's not going to win it. So, yeah. Chad Gable does advance to the Royal Rumble. Randy Orton does not. Shocker. We then see J Flow. They're in Chicago, you know. They're just strolling around the streets of Chicago. You know, getting doing, you know, vlogging, but also, like, advertising for the Rumble. Going around asking fans, going, who do you think's going to win the Royal Rumble? Who's going to win Royal Rumble? And the guy's like, oh, Charlotte Flair. Matt goes, no. And then walks on to somebody else, goes, who's going to win the Royal Rumble? And he goes, Seth Rollins. And he goes, women's. And he goes, women's, I don't know. Maybe Sasha Banks. Matt goes, no. Me, I win women's Royal Rumble. And the guy's like, yeah, you win the Rumble. She goes, yeah, Royal Rumble, don't miss it. Saturday. Yeah. There's Rumble hype. Because they made it to Chicago a week early, of course. So they had to kill time. But then get a backstage interview. Kathy Kelly's with Grayson Waller. He walks in a frame and she goes, Grayson Waller, it's the hype tonight. You know, it's off the charts. Royal Rumble, just 5 days ago. Oh, I'm so excited, Kathy Kelly. You never understand it. You just know, in his illustrious career, Grayson Waller has never been in a Royal Rumble match. Well, I'm afraid to officially put my mark out there. This year, I'm going to be in that match. I'm going to win it. And I'm going to go to WrestleMania, and Cody Rhodes or Finn Balor, they won't know what's going to hit them, lad. But now, you know, I spoke to Dave about it. And tonight, we're having a Royal Rumble special edition of the Grayson Waller effect, you know. A bunch of people who we know are going to be in the Royal Rumble. A bunch of flops that I'm going to eliminate. Guys like Gunther. Guys like Drew McIntyre. Guys like that. Even though my best friend Logan Paul, he popped up earlier on tonight, said he's not going to be in the Rumble. He also lied and said that nobody on Raw impressed him recently. Well, I'm calling cap on that one, Kathy, because Grayson Waller's on Raw. But maybe when I win the Rumble, then Logan Paul next week will choose me as his tag team partner, and we can go into WrestleMania double champions. But as for tonight, it's the Grayson Waller effect. It's my show, and I get to dictate the momentum heading into the Rumble. It's going to be your Grayson Waller's, baby. You're not invited, Kathy. 3 out of 10s like yourself, you don't get to be on the Grayson Waller effect. Sorry, I don't make the rules. But actually, I do, and that's why they're enforced so heavily, Kathy. But, you know, keep watching tonight, you know. You might learn a thing or two about good journalism. Jade Cargill sends in a video. You know, she's already off somewhere. Some poolside somewhere on some sort of island or something with her belt. You know, Chicago's a long way away from here. Just spending, you know, a well-earned vacation. She's not going to be in the Rumble because, again, she is the prize. She doesn't fight for the prize. And, yeah, because the out of kayfabe reason for this is I am a stickler for undefeated streaks. And if Jay is not going to win the Rumble, that would technically count as a defeat, and I don't want her to have a defeat. So she's not in the match. 88, even this was pretty good. Dijak and Otis have a banger here on Raw for the IC title. Of course, it is Dijak who does retain in 12 minutes 2. He hits Feast Your Eyes on Otis, which, you know, he gets him up for. I imagine that would get the crowd popping because, you know, it's Otis. And he does hit the Feast Your Eyes and then pins him. And, yeah, retains the title for the second time. 83 for Dijak, 80 for Otis. 88 for the match, banger. And that's the momentum heading towards Dijak for the Rumble. Speaking of the Rumble, we then see like a backstage pre-tape. It's in like a dark room, and there's like a pin board on it with like all the people that have announced themselves for the Rumble. You know, Seth's up there, Gunther, Drew, Sammy, Kev, all of them. But they've all like got their eyes crossed out. And then you can see him like crossing the eyes out of Chad Gable and pinning him up on the pin board. It's of course Tyler Breeze. And he goes, 39. That's a whole lot of wrestlers. That's a whole lot of people who think they've got a shot of headlining WrestleMania this year, but each one of them is a victim. None of them are willing to go to the places that I'm willing to go to. And once I win this Royal Rumble, I outlast 39 other men. All these people will learn I'm a whole lot more than just a pretty face. I'm sick. I'm twisted. And I'm gonna go to WrestleMania. Carlos Ruiz catches up with the rest of the anime boys. You know, minus Saray and Sensei for obvious reasons. And he goes, so, you know, it's been 2 weeks. Are you ready to get this going? And then Dio steps over and goes, no. And he goes, what? He goes, no, Sensei's our friend, you know. Sensei's our sensei. They're our sensei for a reason. I'm sure we may have our doubts now. You may have put that doubt in our mind, but I think that's what you want us to do. I think you're the bad guy here. I think you've got the pendant. And he goes, I'm on the same wavelength as you. I want to get it back. And Dio goes, no, you Sperry. You're trying to tear this family apart. I see through your bullshit. Okay? And you say that you're a wrestler. Well, I've never heard of you. How about next week you come to Raw and you wrestle me? Then we'll see. And Carlos Ruiz goes, oh, you really don't have to do that. Because, oh, why? You're scared that we're going to find out that you've been bluffing this whole time? And Carlos Ruiz goes, I accept your challenge, Dio. I understand your concerns and your skepticism. But I'll have to show you what happens when I step into that ring. I become somebody different. I become a man on a mission. And you may be like twice the size of me, but I'll put you down. And Dio goes, great. I look forward to seeing how great you really are. So yeah, Dio against Carlos Ruiz, quote unquote, next week. Should be fun. 86, which is actually really good considering their ratings weren't that good in this match for some reason. Gargano was off his game. Aleister Black just got 79. But it is a street fight. And Aleister Black does put Johnny Gargano down again with the Black Mass in 1633. 79 for Aleister, 71 for Johnny. And yeah, that is it. Johnny Gargano, he's tried his hardest a couple of times. But it appears that the Black card is moving on with the rest of the House of Black. As for Johnny, you know, he's sort of lost right now. He's on Raw all alone. You know, he is in the Rumble though, so well, actually we'll have to see if he can make it to the Rumble, because this is a hellacious match to be in just 5 days out. Then Ciampa basically cuts that exact same promo. You know, Gargano's down. And he just sits on a chair and he goes, Johnny, you've been absolved of your sins. You truly are a good man. But as for Ciampa, he's neither good nor evil. He doesn't understand the concept of morality. He's a trained psycho killer, and I brought that side out of him. And he's far from the only person here on Raw who needs to let that side of themselves out. And I guess I'm the one who's gotta bring it out. We get this Royal Rumble hype package. Winners of the past, you know, Big E, Cody Rhodes, Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley, John Cena, Bianca Belair, all of them. Just talking about the Rumble, you know, what it means, the strategies, how you win, what winning does to your career, and all that shit. You know, this is the go-home show. It's Rumble hype season. Get fucking hyped. Speaking of the Rumble hype, Grayson Waller effect. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special Royal Rumble edition of the Grayson Waller effect now. You know, there's a lot of guys here on Raw that are looking for shoe-ins to be winning the men's Royal Rumble match. You got guys like, you know, Gunther. You got guys like Drew McIntyre. You got guys like Carmelo Hayes, that flop. But most importantly, you got Grayson Waller. Now, tonight, I've got just a few of some of my guests who are going to be a few of the men from Raw who could be a part of the Royal Rumble match, and I thought I'd start big. I thought I'd start with the fanciest guest of all, the best guest of them all. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and stand on your feet and put your hands together for my best friend in the whole world and your future Royal Rumble runner-up, Dirty Dom. Out comes Dominic. He goes, "Thank you for the warm introduction, Grayson Waller, but runner-up, I ain't gonna be the runner-up in the Royal Rumble." He goes, "I mean, I am putting a lot of faith in you to get that far, Dom. You know, I will admit. No, I'm not going far enough. You see, I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble, and when I do, I'm gonna challenge Cody Rhodes or Finn Balor, whoever it may be, because I'm bringing World Championship gold to LA Extreme. My boys, my actual best friends in the back, they're already the Trios champions. My lovely girlfriend Beatrice, she's gonna be the Women's Champion one day. And me, I'm gonna be WWE Champion." Xavier Woods then interrupts. He goes, "Dom, you know, you're talking a whole lot for somebody who thinks they're going to win the Royal Rumble, but quite frankly, you're just as likely to be the first man out as you are to win it, because you're not going to win it. I am, okay? I think I proved that last week when I beat your ass in that singles action. And you talk about, you know, your best friends in LA Extreme, Dom, let me tell you, they can't stand you. And why would they? You know, because they don't even pretend to like you. Your pretend girlfriend here doesn't pretend to like you. Grayson, I'm not even sure he likes you. He's just calling everybody his best friend because he's insecure about himself. Because, you take that back, lad. This is my show. Don't be insulting the host. Because I would never insult the host, Grayson. I'm just calling it how I see it. And that's that this Royal Rumble is any man's game. 40 men. One winner. And I know that winner has to be me. Because Kof, he had his WrestleMania moment. He had his WrestleMania moment. I'm looking for mine. Drew McIntyre comes out. He goes, "Woods, you know, take it easy, man. I get it. You think you want to be world champion. I'm rooting for you to get there, kid. But you're not ready. You proved that you weren't ready when you stepped up to me when I was WWE champion. I put you down every single time. As for the Royal Rumble, you haven't got that sort of resolve. You know, as a former WWE champion, you don't get to be at that level until you can defeat me. And since we've established that you can't defeat me, you'll have to wait a little bit longer, Woods." And Xavier Woods goes, "Well, how about I beat your ass right now? I beat your ass right now, and we'll see who's got what it takes to be WWE champion, who's got what it takes to win the Royal Rumble." Gunther and Imperium come out. Goes, "Drew McIntyre, Xavier Woods, relax. You don't have to make fools of yourself tonight. Now, normally I wouldn't be caught dead on a godforsaken show like this, because this show is a disgrace to professional wrestling." Goes, "What? I guess we're just gonna we're all gonna take shots at the Grayson Waller effect, like RBK. It's not you all come on my show. You know, you didn't have to be here." Goes, "Shut up. There's only one man on this Raw roster who's going to become the Royal Rumble winner, and it's not Drew McIntyre, it's not Xavier Woods, and it sure as hell is not Dominic Mysterio. It's the Ring General. It's me, because Cody Rhodes has been ducking me since he became WWE Champion. I've been long awaiting a shot at the World Championship, and after I win the Royal Rumble, that shot will be undeniable." Out comes Carmelo Hayes. Goes, Gunther, come here. You make a lot of great points. You have been, overdue a shot at the World Championship. I was there when you lost the thing, last year. You lost to Pete Dunne before, I slipped in and I cashed in Money in the Bank and I became World Champion. But that was on SmackDown. Things are different here on Raw. You see, I've got a lot of chip on my shoulder, okay? I just found out that my best friend Trick Williams, he was attacked by a Nigerian giant. And Trick, he's going to be in this match, and me and him, we're going to get revenge on everybody that stands in our way. And when I go to WrestleMania, who knows if I'm even going to stay on Raw. Hell, it's in most of your best interest for me to win this match, because I might go over to SmackDown and get my revenge on LA Knight. Whereas you guys, you can have Cody, you can have Finn, whoever it may be. Because the Royal Rumble winner isn't going to be you, it's going to be him.
Juice, please.
Gable comes out. He goes, shoosh, please. There's only going to be one man who wins the Royal Rumble, and you're all going to look at me and think, Chad Gable, what have you ever done to think your win with a shot at winning the Royal Rumble match? Well, let me tell you something. How many men in that ring right now had to qualify for this match? 0. They all got just asked Batista, and he put them all in, I guess because they've got, that kind of credibility and that kind of star power. But as for me, I had to earn my way, and I had to beat one of the greatest to ever do it to get into this match. And here I am. So if you think that wasn't enough to stop me, you can throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 39, it doesn't matter. Chad Gable is gonna be the one who wins the Royal Rumble match. Christian comes out and he goes, Gable, rather impressive victory beating a washed up Randy Orton tonight, really impressive, really good, yes. But, it was all really for nothing, because all you did by winning tonight and securing your spot in the Royal Rumble match is sign yourself up to be embarrassed and eliminated by the real winner of the Royal Rumble match. Because now, let's take a look back through history. How many Royal Rumble winners have been terrible role models here in WWE? You got Cody Rhodes, that idiot, playing to his irrelevant dead father. Nobody cared about that. Big E and all that mischief he gets up to. John Cena at the time was an asshole, still is. Hell, Drew, you were even a scumbag too, but me, I'm not the Royal Rumble winner that you people want. I'm the one you need. And earlier on tonight, Dijak, he stepped in for me and he retained my Intercontinental Championship for me, leaving me fresh for this Saturday night in Chicago when I enter the Royal Rumble match and I become the first ever Intercontinental Champion to win the Royal Rumble match. And I go on to WrestleMania. I become WWE Champion. I hold both championships up high. Ultimate Warrior, eat your heart out. I saw you do this in person 34 years ago, but I'm gonna do it better. Because this is getting out of hand now, lads. You're all coming out here, mouthing off on my show, all talking about how you're gonna win the Rumble. But it doesn't matter, because I'm gonna win the Rumble. And if you all think you're gonna win, then he turns around, Xavier Woods, clotheslines him. Big brawl breaks out. They're all tossing each other over the top rope and all that shit. Gunter, he goes to boot Drew McIntyre over the top. Drew McIntyre claymores Gunter, he goes to the outside. And Xavier Woods, he runs in, he clotheslines Drew McIntyre, and then sends him packing over the top. And Xavier Woods ends the segment standing tall, blowing the trombone. Could this be the scene this Saturday? Could Xavier Woods be the one? And then get a quick backstage interview. Kathy Kelly's with Queendom. She says, Dakota, Io, big weekend for you. Dakota, you're a part of the Royal Rumble match. Io, you're defending that Women's World Championship. But tonight, it's tag team championship action. It's you two against the golden role models, reuniting for one more championship opportunity. And Cammy's like, well, Sasha and Bayley, for their credit, these championships that currently rest on the shoulders of Dakota Kai and the woman to my right, the Genius of the Sky, the Joshi Judas, the Women's World Champion, wouldn't exist without them. They were the inaugural champions for a reason, because they helped revolutionize this industry and create these championships. I'm not blind to that. But now the tag team division has been moved beyond the need for Sasha Banks and Bayley, because Bayley, she can't maintain a friendship the way that Io Sky can. And as for Dakota, her and Utami are going to dominate that Royal Rumble match. And when it comes down to it, one of them's going to win it. And when they do, the Genius of the Sky, she'll be free for WrestleMania. But that's WrestleMania. That's tonight. And tonight, Raw, you've been, deprived of Io for a long, long time now. What? Nearly 2 years? Over 2 years? Tonight you're going to remember why she's the greatest champion your brand's ever seen, and why she is what we say she is. She is the Women's World Champion, the Genius of the Sky, and the greatest to ever do this. 80. This is what we're calling it's not an all-star, that's the SmackDown one. This is just 8 women who are all in the Rumble. Roxy Perez, Kairi Sane, Tatum Paxley, Ivy Nile against AJ Lee, Shayna Baszler, Tanya Breeze, and Charlotte Flair. It's the babyface team who get the advantage. Pax pins Tanya Breeze of a Paxplex in 12:42. 66 for Tatum Paxley, 64 for Ivy Nile, 78 for Kairi, 83 for Roxy, 80 for Charlotte, 29 for Tanya, 81 for Shayna, and a 79 for AJ. And yeah, just a little preview of the Rumble. This is the go-home show, so, we're getting a lot of Rumble previewing here tonight. Next week, though, we obviously can't announce too much for next week, because the Rumble is going to set a lot of it up. But we did hear that Dio Senpai and Carlos Ruiz, that guy, are going to go one-on-one on next week's episode of Raw. Plus, the Maverick is back, and he's going to, cement his intentions for the Raw Tag Team Championships. After a week or so after he said he was going to be looking for a new partner. We then cut to Sasha and Bayley backstage. Sasha's there getting ready. Bayley walks up. She goes, hey, remember Brooklyn? Tonight, let's do it like we used to. Let's party like it's 2015. Let's go win back those women's tag team championships. And they leave for the main event. A 91 rated main event. Honestly, bleh. I know it's going to be, this bro said bleh for a 91. Yeah, I did. Because lack of psychology, apparently. And when you consider Io got a 97, Sasha gets a 96, Dakota gets an 82, and Bayley gets a 78. Yeah. But Sasha and Bayley are actually a well-oiled machine, It's like they've not missed a beat. Sasha's doing her thing, hitting the dives on Io and Dakota and all that shit. Bayley's doing her thing. Hits the rose plant, but the pin's broken up. And in the end, I imagine, Bayley's going for the rose plant again. She drops Io, but Io gets her foot on the rope or something. And she gets all fired up. The crowd's getting all behind her. The crowd's, screaming, yeah, Bayley, 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 Bayley. And she sort of loses track of what she's doing. And she once again, teases for that Bayley to belly. And she, grabs Io. But, Io tries to fight away and, bumps Bayley into Sasha on the apron. Sasha goes down. She takes a fall. And, yeah. Bayley goes for the belly to belly again, hits it. Dakota breaks it up. The referee's distracted by Dakota. Cammy clocks Bayley over the head with the women's tag title. And then Io hits the moonsault. And Queendom do retain. Io pins Bayley with the moonsault to make defense number 3 of the women's tag team titles. 97 for Io, 82 for Dakota, 78 for Bayley, 96 for Sasha Banks. And yeah, close, but unfortunately not to be tonight for the Golden Role Models. After the match, Bayley gets to her feet. The crowd do applaud her efforts. She wore her heart on her sleeve tonight. Tried her hardest, even when Sasha took that bump off the apron to do it by herself. And Sasha does get into the ring. And Bayley sort of shrugs and just goes, look, I tried. We couldn't get it done, maybe next time. And she goes to shake Sasha's hand, but Sasha just glares down and says no. She opens up for a hug. Bayley and Sasha finally hug. We get the crowd shot like it's the best friends. All is well in the Golden Role Models. They're hugging. Bayley's theme starts playing. Sasha raises Bayley's arm. Bayley raises Sasha's arm. Emotional moment. And then Sasha Banks hits Bayley with the backstabber. Boo. And Sasha starts attacking Bayley again. She tosses her to the outside. It's like, what, you really think I forgave you, huh? You really thought we were back together? No, And now you've just proven me right. Okay? You're still a loser. Okay? I'm still done with you. I'm still better than you. Because guess what, Bayley? I'm going to be in the Royal Rumble. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. You're not even going to be in the match. And she grabs a chair and just starts wailing on Bayley. Probably pillomanizes her ankle or something. Or pulls her knee over the steel steps. And smacks them with the top of the steps onto the bottom of the steps. Bayley screams in pain. And Sasha just sort of walks out. It's like, what? Okay, what you're going to cheer her now? After all she's done? No, okay. You thought I was going to take her back. She's still a loser. She still has no friends. I'm better than her. I've never needed her. I never needed her. I never needed Charlotte. I never needed Becky. I am the revolution. 93 rated show. Yeah, just a nice build towards the Rumble show. All the matches that weren't quite fitting on the Rumble card happened tonight, which made for a pretty stacked TV show. What does matter more is what you thought of the show, so do let me know if you in the comments below. And I'll see you on the other side for Heat. Heat kicks off with tag team action. It's the Platinum Princesses against Alba Fire and Iona Webb. And it is the Witches who pick up the win in 10:32. Alba pins Skylar with a Gory Bomb. 48 for Iona Webb, 68 for Alba Fire, and a 66 for both Skylar and Aaliyah. And, she's still distracted by, somebody. We don't know who. But, again, that distracted her partner. Her being Aaliyah. I don't know if I mentioned that. She's been having this weird angle on Heat for a couple of weeks where somebody's on her phone distracting her about something. And it's, causing a bit of friction between her and Skylar right now. So, who knows? Well, it wasn't between her and Skylar, really, until tonight. It was between her and Danny Jordan, who I guess is the third quote-unquote member of the group. But, yeah, the Witches do win. After that, they cut a quick promo on Tatum Paxley and Ivy Nile. Big Shot Girls, they're in the Royal Rumble this Saturday. I guess they think they're too busy, to come and play with us here on this show. So how about next week we cordially invite Tatum and Ivy, to come over here and we can finally, play together. 64. That's actually good for this. Indy Hartwell picks up a win. She beats Elektra Lopez in 8:37 by pinfall. 56 for Indy Hartwell, 58 for Elektra. Elektra I should probably start using in the ring more because she actually does alright whenever I put her in the ring. Yeah. But Indy is the one with the story right now, so she picks up the win here. And after the match, Alicia Sanford gets in the ring and she's like, Indy Hartwell, you've been struggling a lot recently. It's been made very public that you're frustrated. She goes, I have been. I've managed to finally channel that frustration into victory. Okay. So, tonight was a step in the right direction, and my career looked like it was on such a downward trajectory recently, but I think if I can find my groove again, Alicia, there's still a chance that I can take myself to the next level, or I need to be. 74, that's actually pretty good. Sonya Deville gets a win. She beats Carmella in 11:31 by submission. 73 for Sonya Deville, 65 for Carmella. And yeah, they've got pretty good chemistry apparently. So yeah, may run that back on Heat again at some point. We then get a quick Toxic Lounge segment in the ring. Mandy Rose, I think she goes, ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't be Heat without the Toxic Lounge, The new and improved Toxic Attraction has been taking over Heat recently. And now my guests at this time are Liv Morgan and Hikaru Shida. Mandy goes, I really want to get to the bottom of what's going on between you two because, Liv, you appear to want that Liberty Championship. You think you've got what it takes to fight Jade Cargill, okay. Okay, nice one. But Shida, she appears to be disagreeing with you because she keeps trying to, I guess, hinder you and put you in tag team actions. And Liv goes, I see what you're trying to do here, Mandy. It's not going to work. Okay. My knee, I may think my knee's fine. I may believe in myself that I can, go in there and become Liberty Champion. But Shida, she's listening to the doctors, and the doctors, I know they disagree with me, but I say screw the doctors. Okay, so she's doing what she's doing out of my best interests. And I thank her for having my best interests in heart. But my heart says that I need to be Liberty Champion. I need that championship opportunity against Jade Cargill. And I think a warm-up tonight would be me kicking your ass, Mandy. And Mandy's like, well, as you can see, honey, I'm not dressed to compete here on Heat. But hey, my girls are, and you two are, so how about instead of me versus you, we do a tag team match, Shida's favorite. Because, if we do a tag team match, you can't steal the spotlight of the Root once again. And then Shida smacks Mandy in the face, and we do get a tag team match, Liv and Shida against the Page Sisters. Gets a 61. Apparently Kenzie and Mandy are an awkward pairing, so I've got to take her off Kenzie specifically. But yeah, Liv and Battle do pick up the win. Shida submits Kenzie with a Full Metal Muffler. 76 for Shida, 73 for Liv, 25 for Kylie, and a 33 for Kenzie Page. And yeah, that ends Heat. That ends the final Heat before the Royal Rumble, which gets a 65. Yeah, Heat is pretty fun now. I'm glad I started doing segments on Heat because it's actually giving story and character to the women rather than just, hey, here's matches. That's fine for Velocity because Velocity is a wrestling show. But Heat, it needed more stories, and I'm glad that, I made the decision at the turn of the new year. I did get a couple of comments about it as well. I was like, you need to start doing more stuff on Heat. It was already something I was working on before, but, that did also help me speed it up. But, yeah, I'll see you next time for ECW, their final stop before the Rumble. And, the Usos will be there, Roman Reigns will be there, and even SmackDown Solo Sikoa will be there. See you then.